Hello. So today we are going to be installing Parted Magic on a USB stick to make a live USB with Rufus. So getting straight to the point, you need to have purchased Parted Magic. Any recent version should do, but for the sake of this tutorial I'm using the latest version from Christmas Eve of 2019 as of recording this video. So next thing we need is Rufus, which means we need to open a web browser, in this case Edge, and go to rufus.ie. So here you will find download for Rufus. It supports many different languages, as you can see here, and it will run on Windows 7 or newer, either 32-bit or 64-bit. I've already downloaded it, but when you have, you need to find it, and in my case it's in my downloads folder, and launch it. And it should have the verified publisher here. As with many of these smaller utilities, Rufus doesn't install itself, it's just a standalone program. So the next thing you need is a USB stick, which needs to be at least as big as the Parted Magic ISO that you have. And in this case, my USB stick basically needs to be a gig or higher. The one I have is 4 gigs, so I'll just plug it in now, and then it should come up. So in this case it's just no label, 3.9 gigs. Then you need to select your image, which in my case is on the desktop. Okay, so then you'll have all of these other settings. So persistence you can ignore, target system BIOS or UEFI is the right option, partition scheme. I've left this on MBR. If you have a picky BIOS, you might be better off picking GPT instead for a UEFI system, but I've had no trouble booting on either, leaving it on the MBR mode, so I'd just leave it on the MBR mode. The advanced properties I would just leave alone, I haven't needed to change those. This volume label seems fine to me because you know what it is. File system, you don't want to change that. You can do a quick format if you like. I would leave this extended label on option files on, leave the cluster size as it is. If you think your drive is faulty, you could check it for bad blocks, but as far as I'm concerned, if you think your drive is faulty, don't use it for this. Just use a drive that you know is good, because you don't want to reach a stage where you need Parted Magic and then it won't boot because your drive is bad. So once you've got all of this set up, just click Start. So now it will prompt you to use ISO image mode or DD image mode to create the USB stick. Now, I have personally had more luck using DD image mode. I did just try it with ISO image mode and that worked as well, but I would leave it on DD image mode. So then you click OK. It will double check with you because all data on that drive will be destroyed, which is fine for me, but make sure it is for you. And now it will start writing the image to the disk, which will probably take a couple of minutes, but it depends on the speed of your drive. So I will now speed this up for you so you don't have to sit and watch all of it. Okay, so it will eventually reach 100% and then you should hear a bong and it will go back to being ready. If you picked ISO image mode, the process is much the same, but you'll just see some different information there. So when it does this, you're all ready to go, all the data's written. So when you pick DD image mode, something of note is that the USB stick does not show up under devices and drives. So you can just pull it out. But if it does show up here, you should right click and eject like you usually would, or you should use your safely remove hardware tray icon. So I'll unplug it, and now you can use this to boot Parted Magic on any device that can run it. So that can be BIOS or UEFI or any such thing. As long as it supports the system requirements, it'll work fine. And you can boot to RAM, well, boot from RAM and all of that clever stuff with it, so you don't need multiple drives. So I hope this has been helpful, and I will see you in the next one.